Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, so listen, this was asked a lot by you. So is it Shein? It's Shein, right? Or Shein? One of those two that do, you know, the clothes. Let me just tell you, for men's clothes, they're terrible. Yeah, they're awful. However, they have their own makeup brand, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. When I kind of research for brand, I just like Googled it and put it on YouTube. A lot of people had reviewed it. I didn't really know that they had their own makeup to this extent. So I ordered a few things. I just went through them now, and actually I made some really strange choices. Like I bought loads of eyeshadows, but only 2 lip products. And things like that. And I forgot like an eyeliner pencil. I forgot a mascara. So I use the term full face off SHEGLAM very loosely because it's kind of like chosen products. And I don't have an eye primer. No, I do have an eye primer. Okay. So just before we get into that, say if this is your first time here on my channel, my name's Robert. I'm a professional makeup artist here on YouTube and also in real life. And it's my goal to help you become a pro yourself or just someone who's really good at makeup. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, then please do consider subscribing. Yeah. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, other things. So let's just talk about the way this package arrived first of all. Here's the deal. I don't care if you're spending your money on something, right? Money is relative. So this may be an affordable brand. Affordable, again, has a different meaning to different people. So although it's considered an affordable brand, this might be the, you know, 1 thing or 2 things or 3 things that someone can afford to buy that month. So for these products that I have spent my money on, or you have spent your money on, to arrive in a bag, just a general bag with a hole in, you know, that something could have easily slipped through this hole and fallen out, with no padding inside, not even a padded envelope, I think is slightly disrespectful. And this is one of the only brands, and when I ordered from Shop Miss A, that did this. Shop Miss A sent me, I think it was meant to be inflated and it wasn't. The worst packaging I've ever seen. And these are just all thrown into this bag. Not like great in any way. And like I said, I know it's affordable and I know the prices kind of go into like the packaging and things like that. But for something that you have spent your money on, your hard-earned money on, to come in just a bag is kind of like, I just think it's really disrespectful. It's kind of like, here's your things, you know? Like, you know, a cardboard box that can be recycled would be great. Or even one of those bubble wrap bags, just something that was a little bit more protected. I haven't opened any of the eyeshadow palettes yet. I wouldn't be surprised if any of them was broken. But yeah, that's just a word to SHEGLAM or Shein to kind of like respect people spending their money a little bit more. I can just imagine someone going through the aisles, through their warehouse with this bag and just throwing shit in the bag, you know? I don't know. I mean, come on, if like independent brands and people who are starting their own businesses can wrap things in tissue, and I know it's costs, but you have money, people shop on Shein all the time. Okay, all right. Ugh. So shall we start from the beginning? I'm going to start my eyebrows first. I haven't got anything in them yet. I have, what's the word? Laminated them recently. So I got 2 pencils just because I wasn't sure of a shade. But this is the Skinny Brow Pencil, which I thought was quite good because skinny, I like my brow pencils to be able to do hair by hair rather than like a solid shape. And honestly, this outer like plastic is so unnecessary. It's on everything. It does my head in. So this is not grey. That's not grey. Okay, and then we have dark brown. Okay, I'm going to use the shade that claims to be grey, which is this one, which is actually quite dark. It has a little brush in the end, which is great. And then it is actually a very skinny, fine tip like this, which I very much like. Let me grab a hand mirror. And let's just start here. Let me brush them through first. I forgot to buy like a brow gel from them, unless I just didn't see one. So I'm going to brush all the hairs up, and then what I want to do is fill in, like you see these gaps here, and then same again on the other side. And I think I went for the more kind of grey tone. I say this a lot. I don't like my eye pencils to just be pitch black. I like them to be a little bit more realistic. Yeah, it's a nice pencil. It's very soft, very smooth. It glides on nicely. Yeah, perfect. So the Shein brow pencils, very nice. These are the skinny brow pencil. I think there were other options, you know, like the slanted ones and the more like knife shaped ones. I don't like those. So yeah, perfect. We'll keep hold of that. Okay, so eyes. Let's have a look. Let me just get it out. It's out of plastic wrapping. So this is the Ready Set Primer. This is an eye primer. I want to see what color it is, because if I can carve my brows out with it, then we'll go ahead. No, I think it's a clear one. That's fine. We'll just go with that. You know what? It actually feels, going on now, first impressions, obviously I haven't touched it or anything like that. It feels like, you know, like the Urban Decay priming potion, the silky, like the clear one. It feels like that, but maybe a little bit heavier. Like a little bit thicker in texture. I think maybe I used a little bit too much. Let's really tap that in here. And of course, I forgot to get a face primer as well, did I? Okay, so the eyes do feel kind of like silky smooth, which isn't my preferred texture when I'm going to apply an eyeshadow base. It isn't really the kind of texture I want to apply eyeshadow on, but let's go ahead anyway. So I bought all these palettes here, and they all have this really annoying plastic, so I can't be bothered. So we have the rainbow palette here. We have Chill Track palette, whatever that means. Pitch Pretty. You know what? I'm going to have to open them all and show you. Okay. So this is the Nude Beginning eyeshadow palette. They're quite big pans. Like, you get quite a lot of colour in there. So when I sometimes use like drugstore or really affordable palettes, if they come with a certain smell, and I describe it as 90s makeup smell or your mum's makeup smell, where it was that kind of like really basic, like Avon-y kind of makeup back in the day when it was all kind of like not as advanced as it is now. These were extremely affordable and they smell like any other eyeshadow. And we have a magnetic clip here. I have price point questions because that's quite a well-made palette. And then we have the Lots to Lava palette. That looks good. Okay, cool. Looks nice. We have a Rhapsody palette. They look really good. I'm so confused because these feel really, really nice. I'm confused. We have the Cloud 9 palette, which looks stunning. This one in the middle looks really great. These are good quality, you know. These are like almost like to like ColourPop standard, you know? They have like the card packaging, but it's like nicer card packaging. This is the, is it called Pitch? This is the Pitch Pretty palette. Honestly, I'm really confused. This is called Chill Track palette. The colours look intense when I'm looking at the here in the palette. It'll be interesting to see how they perform. And then we have the Rainbow Revolution palette, which is like this. Interesting choice of colour here and here for a rainbow palette. Although, to be fair, I always do think with rainbow palettes and palettes that have brighter colours, I always wish it was like a deeper neutral. So that's kind of nice to have. Okay, let's give this a go. Honestly, I'm very surprised. I expected to open these and they be extremely cheap looking, extremely poor quality. But I'm actually looking at them and I'm actually kind of excited to give them a go and use them. I don't know what to do with myself. Okay, so they're all kind of just open around me. So I'm just going to go in and see what happens. Oh God, I don't know what to do. I do kind of want to use that like really shiny bluey teal. So let's do a greeny teal shade thing. So let's start with Artsy as Fuck, which is this greeny shade here. Let's just do it. I'm interested to see how this base would work because, oh, it's like a shimmer. Actually, you know what? Let's put that on the inside corner just here. This is a strange shade because it's kind of like a shimmer. But I don't know if you can see some eyeshadows when they start to get like this weird, like here, can you see? It's almost like they're too densely packed and pressed. And when you push your brush in itself, it gets like no color payoff eventually. So that's my one kind of feedback there from that color. Let's use the shade Sour Candy from the Rainbow Revolution palette, which is this shade here. The shadows are good. There's nothing wrong with them. Well, this is a matte shade and this is working nicely. But I do think if I want to use that kind of shimmer shade again, or that metallic shade, I'm going to have to almost scrape off that patch. But then I also wonder as well, is it where my brush was a little bit moistened by the primer I had on before? Because it is quite a silky primer that hasn't really become part of my lid in terms of the skin. It's kind of just sitting on top. So I wonder if that's kind of played a role there. So let's take this shade, let's go back into the Chill Track palette, and we'll take the shade Wish Me Luck, which is this, it looks very green there, but it's more like this peacocky green on in real life. There's something about this type of texture in these palettes where it just doesn't move very well. Let's try Soap Opera, which is this shimmer up here, and this is from a Cloud 9 palette. It's like a glittery shimmer, so I'm going to use my finger here. Oh, it's like a full-on glitter. Oh, there's a whole like snowflake there. Wow, crazy. Oh, and before I forget, I didn't order lashes because they all look like, I'm going to be honest, they all look like just some lashes you can get from like AliExpress or Amazon. They didn't really have this brand lashes. I hate that. I hate that snowflake. Yeah, they didn't look like this brand had made any lashes themselves. I'm just going to fix up these corners because I don't like that shimmer. I just wanted to say how terrible this glitter looks on camera. It looks so bad, but in real life it had like blue reflex and green reflex and a little bit of pink, and it looked really like iridescent and glowy, so the camera isn't really doing it justice. I mean, the eye look isn't great, but the glitter did look so much better than this in real life. So far, if someone was like, would you recommend these eyeshadows? I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, actually, yes. Like, they're quite nice. There's different, like, textures. They've clearly thought about a colour story with the palettes. I would like something really deep, but not that deep brown. So this is the Louvre palette from Chill Track palette. There's a lot of I've used a lot of shimmer textures, and I think it's kind of like sitting... I hate it. Okay, so... I don't like this look. But you know what? We'll add lashes, we'll fix it up. It'll be great. Let's move on to concealer. I have the 12-hour full coverage concealer. I got shade Flakes. Oh, Coconut Flakes, Cinnamon, and Madeline. Just sneezed. Okay, so let's use the lighter shade then. Oh, it's very thick. It has a lot of coverage. Well, I'm assuming I haven't blended it in yet, but it looks like it will be quite heavy. Oh, I'm going to get that Primark brush. If you haven't seen my Primark review, this brush is is amazing. Like, it has such a sharp corner, but I can just grab some concealer and just carve out that shape. 12-hour wear, full coverage. Yeah, I get that. It's got this very thick but matte texture, so it almost feels like it is going to grip to the skin. So I don't know if you can see here, I kind of left it on my skin for a little bit. And, you know, obviously, if you leave a product on the skin, it does warm up with body temperature. So now it's kind of a little bit more difficult to blend. So I would recommend maybe just doing a little bit first and then building up. Because you can kind of see where I've put it. And even when I try to blend, it's very much sticking. So I wouldn't usually, but I'm going to have to add a little bit more because I can't actually move that concealer anymore. It is very, very thick. It's exactly that. It's very heavy. So that's actually quite nice in terms of the finish. Yeah, it's definitely full coverage. Okay, so I actually got a few foundations, all the same one, and actually none of them look like the right shade for me. Let's try this one. So this is the long-lasting Breathable Matte Foundation. Breathable, hey. Long-lasting Breathable Matte Foundation. This next level water and sweat-proof formula is free of fragrance and packed with non-pore clogging ingredients like CBD oil, while also remaining breathable and lightweight. Long-lasting but breathable and lightweight, you say? We actually haven't been disappointed yet, so I'm actually very interested to see. How has it got its own velvet bag? What's going on? I'm sure it's not velvet. Okay, so it comes in that kind of frosted glass. So I'm going to go for the shade Warm Vanilla, which I'm hoping is a kind of neutral shade for me. I think this is the lightest one I have, but I do also think that this might be the wrong shade. Foundation, brush foundation. I mean, that's fine. I really like that. I really, really like that. I love the texture. You can't really see my nose texture. Like, it doesn't, I have lots of texture skin here and it's gone on really smooth. Let's get my ears involved, shall we? I really like it. Never in a million years did I think I would like this foundation. Honestly, really affordable foundations I just don't get on with. Wait, have I? That's not true. Some drugstore I'm actually like good, but I don't consider this like, you know, well-established drugstore. It's good. It's really good. Okay, let me finish up under the eyes and then we'll go on to the rest of the face. I'm very confused. So I bought 2 of the Colour and Sculpt sticks, which are these. So they have like obviously a highlighter shade one side and a sculpting shade the other. Okay, so this is obviously for a deeper tone, but the contour shade I'm going to use on me because the contour shade on this side is just too orangey. So, and it is a highlighter this side, but I have a separate highlighter. So let's get to sculpting a little bit. I'm going to use my brush with my foundation left over as well, so we can kind of buff it in and make it look a little bit more natural. It's not as creamy as I thought it would be. It's almost quite matte. So trying to blend it is a little bit more of a process than I thought it would be. A bad thing, to be honest with you. Just not what I was expecting, which isn't really a review. This is a Spring It On cream to powder blush. It's very moussey. Like it feels like a mousse. Let's go ahead with the same brush again. I think this is going to be quite pigmented, you know. So I'm just going to try and... Yeah, it's very, very pigmented. So it's not the best shade with the eye makeup, but it's all... Oh no, it smells like roses. No, no, no. Why would you do that? But it's the only one I ordered. I don't know if in my mind I had a neutral look planned, but it didn't work out that way. So nice blush though. It goes on really nicely. Very heavily pigmented. That amount is way too much. You need the smallest amount. So we also have the Mousse highlighter, which I really wanted to try because I thought it was, where did this come from? I thought it was such an interesting, it looked interesting on the website. It's kind of like this. It's nice. It's a nice highlighter. It gives obviously a nice highlight, very subtle. But I feel like you could definitely build that up if you wanted to because it has almost like a duotone metallic to it. What's next? Lips. I only bought 2 lip products. I have no idea why. Maybe I couldn't find colours that I liked or finishes that I liked. But I got 1 lipstick and 1 lip gloss. So this is the Velvet lipstick, Starlight Velvet lipstick in the shade Deep Under. I mean, we have a theme and packaging, which I wasn't expecting. Again, smells good. And I think this is meant to be like that velvet matte. So we have the Spring It On Glow Gloss as well, which I guess is a spring collection. Really nice. It does again have that, I'm guessing their spring collection has like this floral fragrance to it, which isn't so nice by the mouth. But other than that, the product quality is really, really nice. Okay, so I have the Baked Glow Setting Powder. Of course, we're not baking with this, but we're just going to mattify slightly. Okay, well, let me just get on some lashes and then we'll finish up and discuss. Okay, so this is the finished look using All SHEGLAM by Shein. Is this look absolutely terrible? Yes, but I'm happy I use a bit of all the textures from all the palettes. Honestly, I have no complaint. I didn't think I would be saying that. The foundation is really, really nice. The contour sticks are nice, the highlight is nice, the blush is really nice, that moussey texture. The eyeshadows are great in terms of formula. Maybe those shimmers could be a little bit more delicately pressed so they don't get all hard when you use them. The foundation comes in its own little bag. Like, what is there to complain about? I am very pleasantly surprised. I have to be honest with you, I shied away from doing this brand because it was Shein, and when I look at those clothes and the quality of clothes, I'm like, I hate them. I feel like I could go into AliExpress and find exactly the same thing, and it's all being drop shipped from somewhere. That was my opinion. So when people were like, do Shein, I was like, you know what, that might make a funny video. But honestly, the packaging is really, really good quality. You know what, bear me 1 second. Let's take a look at some others. So this is the one by Shein. This is Rare Beauty. This is like, is that plastic? I don't know if that's plastic. This is a Glow Lust by Auric. Like, it's very... Well, actually, you can tell a little bit more has gone into these, but it's not terrible packaging at all. I'm actually very impressed. Even the concealer, it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel cheap in any way at all. Even these, even products like these that can be quite tacky and quite cheap, and like the, you know, the lids that are wobbling around, doesn't feel cheap. Even this is a great little compact. The plastic is good, thick plastic. The product is really good quality product. The powder, everything feels like a good drugstore product, except from this feels a little bit more luxury. I would even dare to say that it feels a little bit better than just regular drugstore. I'm very pleasantly surprised, and I'm really, actually, I'll be honest with you, kind of confused because their clothes are very, well, their men's clothes, from what I've experienced, are very, sometimes quite poor quality and not impressive in any way at all. And then they have this like subcategory. It almost needs to be its own brand and own company, because this is good stuff. It's good stuff. I wish it came in, imagine it came in like a black box with SHEGLAM on it. Really fucking simple, or just a black box. It would have that more luxe feel to it if it didn't have all this like outer plastic packaging to it as well, making it feel like a cigarette pack. It would be amazing. I'm very, very impressed. Yeah, I am. I would highly recommend trying out the products. I don't know what else to say, because it was a good brand. Well, let me know if you've tried anything from them. I'm actually kind of interested to try more. So if there's anything you have tried from them, do let me know below. Any brands similar to this that you were pleasantly surprised by, let me know below. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials. Consider subscribing if you want to, and give this video a thumbs up if you want to. Thanks again, everyone. I will see you very, very soon. Bye.